welcome to episode 2 of Tonal Talk. I am joined by Tonal CEO and founder Aly Orady, who will be talking to us, spilling all the deets today. Welcome, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So excited to have you. The community always loves when you jump in and comment and post, so I know that they'll be thrilled to hear from you. And
I love our community. I mean, I do it because I love the community.
they're a fun group.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in. I know that you didn't grow up in a fitness-focused household or community. You weren't like a health junkie or fitness enthusiast, but somehow you became the founder of a fitness company. So can you walk our community through how that happened?
Yeah, sure. I'm totally like the unlikely founder of a fitness company. I grew up with an emphasis on education. Both of my parents are immigrants. They both have PhDs. My dad was a university professor. And they're like, it was all about school. It was all about grades. And when I was young, I found a love for computers. And so when I was about 7 years old, I learned how to program. So I was programming our little computer when I was 7. When I was 10 years old, my parents started a business where they were selling PCs out of our basement. Mm-hmm. And so I was their chief technician. I was assembling these computers and.
Sounds illegal.
No, it was a legitimate business.
Well, you were 7.
Yeah, I think family businesses are a valid thing. Well, in any case, if
we
it's
don't have any 7-year-olds working at Tonal, just for the record.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then when I was 13, I'd gotten good enough at software that at one point I convinced a local bookstore to let me build them an inventory management system. So I spent my summer like building my first piece of software that actually got like deployed and used in a real world, and learned a lot of hard things about software and business, right?
That's what most 13-year-olds do with their summers.
Yeah, and by the time I was 15, I'd accelerated my studies and I graduated high school. I went off to college.
I didn't know that.
I graduated college when I was 19.
What?
So I'm like total like nerd, like glasses, chubby, like every stereotype. When I was 19, I moved out to Silicon Valley. I got a job working for Hewlett Packard in their supercomputing lab. So I was designing computer chips that go into big, massive supercomputers, like the kinds you move around with forklifts. And I did that for about 2 years. And then I went and joined my first startup, and we were building telecom gear. And then I helped build video on demand gear, and then more servers, and then more storage arrays, and just all this like really big, like heavy technology, the stuff that goes into like data centers and telecos and things like that. And then I actually started a company, and then we sold it to Samsung, and I was traveling back and forth to Korea to help with post-merger integration and technology integrations and all this stuff. And by the time I was 35 years old, I was having a total blast. Mm-hmm. But my health was a complete disaster. I was overweight, had been struggling with my weight my entire life, had type 2 diabetes, had sleep apnea. And so that's when I quit my job and got healthy. I spent 9 months losing about 70 pounds.
Wow.
And that journey is what led to Tonal.
So walk us through a little bit what that turning point was for you, because I'm sure there are people out there who are on their own health journeys and they're kind of reaching that point where they're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? Like, what was that like for you?
I won't lie. I mean, I think that moment, like quitting your job and becoming, like choosing to become unemployed to focus on your health, that's an act of desperation. It is scary, but it's an act of desperation, right? And I got to a point where I really felt like if I didn't do something about my health, it was never going to get better. That I was just going to be overweight my whole life. That my health was just going to decline. My diabetes was going to get worse. My sleep apnea, and I didn't want to become that person, and it felt like I had to do something about it. Yeah. And I knew that if I focused on anything full time, like just historically, if I'd ever focused my attention on anything full time, I was successful at it. So I'm going to make this my full-time job. But that moment was a moment of desperation, and then the journey that followed wasn't easy, right? It's funny. I think I look at a lot of the folks in our community, and a lot of them, like, they worked out 2 or 3 times a week before they even bought a Tonal. Yeah. Like, they were already like serious in fitness. And then there are others who are just starting the journey. Mm-hmm. That was me. I was just starting the journey, and I had to figure it out. And it's not obvious. The first time you walk into a weight room, it's intimidating. It's hard. Yeah.
So then you found in your journey through fitness that
I found a love for strength training. Mm-hmm. I love strength training because it's actually effective. Cardio can be very counterproductive. In fact, I'm not wearing it right now. I'm actually wearing real shoes. But up until yesterday, I was wearing one of these boots on my feet because I actually got a stress fracture from running too much. And cardio can be counterproductive. Strength training is incredibly effective for weight loss and for longevity, for building muscle so that as you get older, you're stronger and you're just more resilient in every aspect of your life. And I fell in love with it, but I realized, I mean, everyone in the community knows this, there's no good way to strength train. It's really hard. And that's why Tonal, really.
So it was solving some problems for you about like what to do or how to track or...
The first big problem it was solving was not having to drive to the gym every day. Like the equipment at the gym is massive, right? And it's massive because it relies on big metal plates and gravity. And what Tonal does is it uses electricity to generate force. And with electricity, you can generate a lot of force in a very small space. Like we can propel cars with electricity. We can propel trains. Tonal, can generate enough force to pick you up off the ground.
Don't try that.
Don't try that. But it can. You're not supposed to do that but it can generate that much force, and it's because it's based on electricity. So the first thing was let me actually get this into my one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco. Was the first goal, and then the second one was, why is strength training so like stuck in the past? You go for a run, you have apps like Strava which track your run and show you where you went and give you your splits, and you can tell if you're doing better. And if you're wearing a tracker, you can see how your heart rate was doing the entire time. But you go to strength training, and it's just like even a personal trainer who's supposed to be an expert is eyeballing it. They're like, that looked kind of easy. That looked kind of easy for you.
That's so true.
That's not
like using paper and pen.
Yeah, and once you've created an electronic strength training machine, the rest is just it's just one thing after another. It's like, well, I can make it digital. I can add intelligence. I can add AI. I can add videos, and this thing that used to be really inconvenient and hard suddenly became easy and accessible in the home.
Yeah.
Right.
Opens it up.
Totally.
Makes it accessible. Love it. Okay, so when did you start working on Tonal? Like, when did you have that pivotal moment, and how many years ago was that?
5 years. Almost 5 years. So March 1st is approaching. So that moment when I was sitting on that bench at the gym, staring at this giant like cable crossover machine, was about March of 2015.
Amazing.
And that's when I had that idea of if I can use electricity. And so I went home and I got on the internet and I ordered some parts. Remember, I'm an electrical engineer, right? So I ordered some parts and I strapped them to my kitchen counter and and started working on a prototype.
I'm very curious to see what the early Tonal prototypes looked like, because I'm sure it's nothing like this.
I would have brought one if you.
Oh, that's a good idea. Next time.
I actually have a video on my phone of the 3 a.m. Of a 3 a.m. when I got the very first Tonal prototype working for the very, very first time. It's like me in my pajamas in my kitchen.
Okay, we'll have to post that in the community. Maybe
no, it's me. As I say, it's me in my pajamas in the kitchen. So maybe we won't post that to the community.
I tried.
So yeah, you tried. You get credit. High five.
So, that was 5 years ago. Tonal's been on the market now for about a year. We just had our 1-year anniversary or birthday, which was super exciting.
Yeah.
What's like the biggest lessons you've learned in that 1 year on the market?
So we spent.
This is also a question from Farzan Irani.
Okay.
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 Hey, Farzan, thank you.
Okay. Yes, Farzan. So we spent 3.5 years in product development, right? So there wasn't like a pre-existing thing that we took and we just like turned it into a connected fitness. Like we started from like the ground up, and
from
we spent.
Kitchen.
Yeah, from my kitchen, and had to reinvent every element, not just the way the electronic resistance and the way we generate force, but all of these joints. These are all novel. No one has ever done a machine that worked in this way. Everyone else had the luxury of creating big, beefy joints that take up a lot of space and are ugly that you would never want to put in your living room, right? So we had to reinvent all this. So it took about 3.5 years, and one of the things we did during that time is we ran user trials. So for 2 years, we had people coming into our office working out. We would watch them work out, interview them after every workout. It was very valuable. For a year, we had Tonals in people's homes, and we would call them up like every few weeks and interview them. And so, like we knew quite a lot about Tonal and how people would receive it. We've now been out to market for a year since we were available nationwide, about 15 months since we started shipping kind of on that limited basis in Northern California. And I think the thing that surprised me most is just, I guess what we internally call product market fit. right? Like we knew that this product could help people. We had no idea how much people would love it, how well it would fit into their lives, how it would transform people's lives. I thought we'd get people to work out more. I didn't expect that we would help people overcome back pain, that we would help people overcome depression, that people would rehab their knees on it, that people would like lose tremendous amount. I mean, it should be obvious because that was my story, but like, you know, you think you're creating a product that people are going to benefit from. I never expected to create a product that people would love this much.
That's so cool.
And that, honestly, for me and everyone else in the company, probably I'm speaking for you yourself, that gives us the motivation every day to get up and just make it better and try and reach more people and try and spread the word, because this is transformative for people. And I love that it gives us purpose and meaning. We're not in this just to make money. We're in this to really change people's lives.
Yeah, we're
right?
not
It's
selling
more than just a
quick
business.
fix. It's not a DVD to get a six-pack.
I mean, for decades, equipment manufacturers have been selling equipment with no care in the world of whether or not someone used it after they bought it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We are not in that position, right? We care deeply about that. It's what we do every morning, right?
I heard one of our community members, he actually was able to rehab his back so well that he was able to now pick up his newborn child with confidence.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I know, and like,
I'm coming to work tomorrow.
you know, I mean, you know, I have a newborn. I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
Right? It's the most incredible feeling. I couldn't imagine not being able to pick up my child. Right?
Yeah, it's incredible. So thank you for.
Yeah, thank the team. I mean, it's just like, I think I said this the other day in one of the communities, but like you all make dreams possible, right? Like I had a dream, you all did it, right?
And thanks to our community who always is there to give feedback and support. And
yeah, just we have learned so much from the community. It's just like we listen so much because it's really, it's like you guys are the guiding light that tell us what to do next, and our inspiration, really.
What I love to see from the community and from people using the product and our customers or our employees is like everyone has their one favorite thing that they love about Tonal. Like my dad called me. He recently got one. Hi, Dad.
Oh, your dad got a Tonal? I didn't
Tonal.
know that.
Yeah. He's actually coming to the office.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But he was like, yeah, so I was doing my chops really fast. Really fast. And then I realized it counts my reps and it waits for me. And I was like, yeah, Dad, that's like feature 101. But everyone finds their certain thing that they love. Yeah. And so I was wondering, is it advanced weight features? Is it classes? Like, what is it for you that you love about Tonal?
That's a really great feature, and one that honestly I think I take for granted. Like, we've had that functionality in Tonal now. I've been using that functionality day in and out probably for like 3 years.
Yeah, same.
Right,
I was
and
like,
so
obviously, Dad.
So yeah, we was just like, what do you mean? So for me, my favorite feature, still by far, it's the buttons on the smart handles that turn the weight on and off. And the reason I love that feature is because it allows you to do so many more moves. Right? I think we're all used to, you know, when you're at the gym, you're all used to, I use dumbbells for these moves and I use cables for these other moves. And there's a reason for that. Dumbbells only point straight down. The gravity points straight down. And so if you're doing movements where you need force to go straight down, you use a dumbbell, and you wouldn't use a cable machine because it's really hard to get into position, right? And if you want something where the force needs to go sideways, you use a cable machine because dumbbells don't go sideways. This is the first time you have a machine that can do all of it, right? You can do every movement. You can do a squat, you can do legs, you can pull up a bench and do a bench press, and all of that's enabled because you can turn the weight on and off. That was never possible before. And so you have like literally the best form of strength training, the best form of resistance, pure force, right? No momentum, which is better for muscle building, a spotter built into it, 1 pound adjustment, so you're always challenging yourself.
Now you're cheating, and you're
Sorry, you're right.
way more.
Okay. but you can now access all that because you can do everything. You can do everything on Tonal.
That is
right.
clever.
You never have to touch another dumbbell again. Right? Dumbbells are dumb. Let's be honest.
I know they're gonna be so gone.
I know.
Our kids are gonna be like,
you did what?
Gravity weight.
Well, that would be like imagine like there are people who are like, when I was growing up, we used to lift rocks.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know, like their dumbbells will at some point become that. So I love the buttons. I think the other feature I really love is the weight recommendation, because like I even realized I wasn't lifting the right amount of weight until the AI came in here and started choosing the weights for me. And I'm the one who's like, every time I hear that ding and the weight, I'm like, oh,
ding.
Yeah, I know, the damn ding, but you know, So, oh, how many was I allowed to choose? How many?
I'll give you one more.
I get one more.
Yeah, I'll give you three. You said click button, AI.
I'm just gonna say the versatility, like just the adjustability of the arms. Like there is like literally no movement you can't do. You can't do with tonal, and it's the only strength training machine in the world you can say that about. And that's something very special and unique. And I think it's another one of these things I think we all take for granted.
Absolutely.
Like of course you can put the arms in this position and do this exercise.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the best. Okay, so this is a question from Karen George Bradley. Hi, Karen. How does Tonal use data to pivot and innovate?
A lot of different ways. We are watching a lot of different numbers. We wake up every day, and the first thing we do is we check engagement metrics. We want to see how many people worked out, what they worked out on, what types of workouts are people loving. We are very, very passionate about helping people to build healthy habits, and so a lot of the data that we're looking at is data that helps us help people build healthy habits. So what type of workouts are people most consistent in? What kind of programs are people most consistent in? How can we get how can we get our average workouts to go from 3.1 times a week to 3.2 times a week? And if we introduced this type of yoga or this type of HIIT, that's really what it is we're using that data to really evolve our curriculum and the content offering. And also understand how people use features, right? Across our mobile app, across the Tonal. A lot of it is really centered around helping people build healthy habits, and knowing that our programs are effective. So we were like looking at these numbers the other day. I don't know if you were in that meeting, but within 90 days, people on average get 25% stronger.
That's
That's massive. Like we can watch you guys, we can watch all of you, our cohorts of users going through. And as you guys are going from 30 to 60, we're watching you get stronger, and we know that it's working, like really working, right? It's like the numbers prove it. It's not just us having to believe it. Like we have the data, right?
I think recently we saw that there was a trend in people choosing shorter workouts, and so that's awesome because they can squeeze them in when maybe before they wouldn't have done any workout because they didn't have the time. So I think we have some quick workouts coming up, which I'm excited to announce them to the community. You're going to love them, but that's a little secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
they're like little workout snacks, right?
Yeah, little appetizers.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, now we're going to get a little personal.
Oh, okay. I thought we already did. I told you about like my most desperate moment.
We're going deep.
Oh, okay.
How do you now use Tonal yourself? Like in your mix, are you using high intensity workouts? Are you using yoga? Like, are you pairing it with something else? What do you do?
So I'm a very down the fairway program user. I'm in a program. I'm in Jackson's get in, get out program, and I'm very much just pick a program and stick with it, and I don't have to think about it, right? And I also randomly sample stuff, but I don't really sample stuff because I feel I need to, right? I sample stuff just because. Just as the CEO of Tonal, I want to like see the full Tonal universe. But when it comes to just me personally, I love having the consistency and the predictability of just being in a program, and not having to spend a lot of energy thinking about what workout am I going to do today.
It's so nice, right? Just being able to walk up to it. Boop, boop.
Exactly, especially when it's early in the morning and you're half asleep. You just hit tap on the big tile, and it just carries you into it.
What to do.
Exactly, it's the best thing. And I could be like working out and in my workout, but sometimes you're just zoned out and you're thinking about the day ahead or that big meeting you have coming or whatever, right? And you're really kind of multitasking as well. And it's a moment of solitude where I can clear my head, right?
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
This question comes from Rob Aly. Aly? Not really sure. A-L-L-E-E. What is your vision for Tonal in 5 years and 25 years? Get this back on so it's pretty.
Yeah, there you go. Tonal is the classic definition of a disruptive technology, right? And I want to be clear. I don't think this is like disruptive, destroy the taxi industry kind of disruptive. I think it's disruptive, like unleash an industry.
Yeah.
And this has happened. It's like throughout history, there are things that have come along that have caused us to completely rethink the way we do things. And so I think when I'm thinking about Tonal 5 or 10 years from now, I'm really thinking about it through through that lens of how has this really changed the world. And this comes down to, I don't know if you met Rob Cunningberry. He was one of our early investors. He actually was the first investor who led a large institutional round for us, $11 million. The first like big slug of capital came into the company. And the moment I knew I had his investment, I was going to get this money, was when he looked at me after the demo and he says, "Ali, after the world sees this, is anyone ever going to strength train the old way again?"
Wow.
Right? And that's a definition of like something that once it exists, it changes everything. And so I think about the way this is going to change a lot of different industries, not just general fitness. I really think about Tonal ultimately delivering everything that you would go to a personal trainer for, right? And I think we see it in our communities. People are coming to our communities and they're talking about nutrition, they're talking about sleep, they're talking about pain, they're talking about movement. And I think those are all things that are going to eventually get built into Tonal.
So overall encompassing health and wellness,
Absolutely.
mental,
It's just,
physical.
the litmus test is if it's something you would ask your personal trainer about, it is something Tonal will one day deliver.
I have been a personal trainer and we get asked a lot of questions, so
That's
prepare
right.
yourself.
We're ready. We want it, right? That's I think what we can do is like, let's be honest. Personal trainers today, I once did the math. There's about enough personal trainers in the country today to serve 0.3% of the U.S. population. If everyone woke up tomorrow and wanted a personal trainer, we'd be 99.7% short, right? And so it's a small cottage industry. It's for most people, it's not really affordable. It's high churn. People don't stick with their trainers for long. We have the opportunity to take all of the benefits of personal training and really make it available to everyone.
And if you do the math on it, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's way cheaper than a personal trainer. It's coming with your, especially using the financing programs, it's comparable to a gym membership for your whole family, right? And it's for your whole family. Yeah. So.
Okay, we're going there.
We're going
Ali,
there. Yeah.
What's your strength score?
Oh.
Tell us.
Could you have waited till I got to 1,000?
Nope.
So
we're not at
I think,
1,000.
what am I at? Am I at like 9? I'm in the high 900s. I'm approaching.
That's good.
Okay, here it is. It's 977.
977.
977.
That's really good. I'm impressed.
I really wanted to get to 1,000,
All
but
right. You
yeah.
know what to reach for.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go for 977.
That's like
now.
I feel like the 1,000 club. Like that's like
I'm not there
once
yet.
people get there, that's when they're posting it
It's
on
exciting.
the community and they're all excited. So
What I see is people going from just the jumps they're excited about. It doesn't matter if it's the 200s, the 400s. They love the jump.
that is true.
Awesome.
The jumps are amazing, and I think it's incredible to see you just doubling your strength.
Yeah.
Right? And when people, I mean, there's stories I've heard in the community, like the person's like, I don't remember who this was. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly who said this one, but she was like, I went to the pet food store and I picked up a 25-pound bag of dog food, and it felt so light, I thought I accidentally picked up the wrong one, right? It's stuff like that that's just like, that's really when like a number on a screen where you can see your progress translates into real life moments. When you finally know strength matters. Like, we all know strength matters, and for a lot of people, we didn't do anything about it for way too long, right?
But it's so fun to have that number, because I've never been able to have a number in my life that's like tracking my overall strength, all my 1RMs, how like well balanced, well rounded I am. So it's fun. It's like a game.
It's totally a game, right?
Okay. Do you have any kind of roadmap secrets you can share with our community? Our community is always looking for that. They always want to know what's coming. Do you have anything you can spill today?
Well, I think I've probably spilled the beans on this one already, but there's a little bit of healthy competition coming with our leaderboards. And so those are, we've had the leaderboards internally for a while.
I was on that one recently.
We have like a big TV screen in our internal gym with the leaderboards, and we're all in there. So that's always fun. That's going to be rolling out to the whole community. And then we have, this is interesting. So we've been deployed in some pro sports facilities, which we're not going to talk about, but they've also asked us. They've also asked us if they could have leaderboards just for their teams,
cool.
right? So that's going to be really interesting.
So I guess we'll know which teams have it by who wins the championships next year.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So there's that. I think the other one is just in like helping people build healthy habits and just have great goals. We're working towards badges and goals and milestones and achievements. It's just that kind of area. We have some interesting stuff coming
So
there.
does that mean we'll be maybe getting like leaderboard names and the community will be integrated in the product?
There have to be usernames. Yes, that is something we're going to be doing.
Start brainstorming. Awesome.
Yes,
I'm
there will be names. You will not be. We're not going to just put people's email addresses out there, which is what you log in with today. Yeah, no, we can't do that. So people will be choosing their names.
That's going to be fun. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have tonal trivia. Our first time doing tonal trivia. And I've got 5 questions for you. He has not seen the questions. I blacked them out when I sent him an overview of what we'll be talking about today. So he has not seen the questions. And you all have a chance to win some tonal gear. So this is another little announcement. Our gear shop is launching next week. I'm so excited. I know you're excited. And yes, that means T-locks are coming. So I'm going to ask 5 questions.
By the way, that's amazing. I didn't know it was launching next week. That's awesome. That's amazing. I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was next week.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know. We're all very excited. So I'm going to be showing off some of the items that are going to be available in the gear shop. And community members can answer the questions.
Okay.
And so Juan is going to be, he's off camera, but he's going to be watching, make sure you're answering the questions. But Aly is going to be answering here on camera.
Okay. And then am I going to get these wrong?
If you don't get it right, you don't get the swag, the gear.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Okay.
There's a chance you might not get all of them.
Wish me luck, everyone.
Start
Why are you asking hard questions?
They're not all hard.
Okay, fine. I'm ready.
All right, okay. 1, name all of the cities where Tonal currently has retail stores or partnerships. Now I'm going to give you 10 seconds for the community to type in their answers. The first person in the community to answer correctly will win a Tonal tumbler. Check it out. You can sip your hot and cold beverages in here. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, that I definitely know.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, except there's one where I might be a little bit on the edge. Okay, so definitely San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Union Street, right? San Francisco, Union Street, yep.
Can you name all the streets? Just kidding.
Los Angeles.
Los
At
Angeles.
Century City.
Century City.
Shopping Center, which is Westfield Shopping Center, which is on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I know that's weird because Santa Monica is like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it is on Santa Monica Boulevard. I was just there yesterday and I typed in the address into my Uber. So Santa Monica Boulevard.
Okay, you're 2 for 5.
Short Hills, New Jersey at the Short Hills Mall. I don't know the address. I'll admit that.
That's okay.
So those are the owned and operated locations. We have partnership locations at Bandier in Flatiron, Manhattan.
New York City.
In New York City, in Manhattan. Second one in Manhattan at Neighborhood Goods at Chelsea Market.
That's
right?
a bonus one.
That's a bonus one. That wasn't one of the ones.
No, because it's New York City.
It's New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Gotta go with cities.
Oh, I got to get the cities. Okay, cool. And the last one, and this is the one where I'm not 100% sure, so it's in the Dallas area, but it's Plano, Texas.
Yes.
Plano, Texas.
You did it.
Neighborhood Goods.
Yes.
Cool, okay.
Woo! Juan, did you have anyone in the community answer correctly? All right. Well, we're the first person. Who's the first person to answer? We'll get those results back to you. But you will receive this beautiful black tumbler.
That is a really nice black tumbler.
Well, you can get one
And
too now.
Is this insulated?
You can order it next week.
Is this like insulated for hot?
I'm not sure.
I think it
so.
looks like it is.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really nice.
I think it'll come with a straw too, but I'm not sure on that.
Cool.
Okay, 2. This person will win a beautiful black tonal mug, so you can sip your coffee before your tonal workout. Yeah.
That is. It has. That's a nice. It's like insulated. It has like a cork bottom.
Cork bottom.
This is really cool.
It's cute.
Nice.
Okay. What is the longest duration workout on tonal? I'm going to give the community 10 seconds to answer. I know they're all running to their apps. Can we guess?
I think we did.
Don't look on here.
I think we did one over an hour. I'm gonna go with 1 hour and 3 minutes.
You're so close.
Okay.
1 hour and 1 minute.
Ah!
So there's actually 2 answers to this one. If you consider yoga a workout, which we do, which would be Coach Francis's Full Body Vigor. It's an advanced yoga full body sweat, and it's 61 minutes. We have a personal training session with Coach Jackson, a workout, a class that is It's a workout that's upper body edge, and it's 59 minutes.
59. Well, I have never finished a Jackson workout in the rated time. Those 59-minute workouts take me like an hour and a half.
2 hours.
Yeah. So that's the other question is like, how long is the longest work? It's like 5 hours if it's a Jackson workout.
Well, you don't get the mug, but did someone in
Bummer.
the community get the mug?
This is such a nice mug.
I know.
Yeah.
You can
Oh well.
order one next week.
I'll have to order one off the website.
Huh? Tina Hauser?
Tina.
Oh, Tina. Yes. Love it. All right, Tina, I will send that to you. Next question. We have another tonal tumbler, this time in white.
Oh.
So, pick which one you like. How many moves are in the tonal movement library?
Oh God. Seriously, I'm supposed to know this?
Yeah. I told you, I didn't prep him.
Okay.
Give the community about 5 seconds to answer.
Okay. So we always round up to 200, or like 200 moves. I think it's actually like, is it 100 and we recently added moves to the library
We
too.
did, just to make it harder.
Is
for
it like
you.
186?
Oh, you're so close. It's 174.
Ah, okay.
That's a tough one because we're always adding moves.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, give you that. Did anyone in the community get that correct? Ooh, no.
No one was counting really fast. Okay, but we all know now it's 174, and so next time when we announce, hey everyone, we just added 37 new moves, then you could add those two numbers up, and you'll know for the next time we do tonal trivia.
It's also, you can find it in the app if you go to the profile and then how many moves you've done. It's done
Oh,
like
it tells you
101
honest.
out of.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
All right, next one, you'll win this lovely tonal hat.
I have one of those.
Oh, well then you don't need it.
Okay, yeah. I guess I could get this question wrong.
How many coaches does Tonal currently have?
We currently have a dozen, an even dozen. That's 12.
We have 10 right now.
Wait, we have 10?
But we're adding some.
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about them?
So you know what? I'm going to give you that one.
Okay.
You probably just have some insider information.
I do. I answered that too quick. I answered that too quickly, didn't I? But then again, they don't know if I'm even giving the right answer.
Not that one either. Well, we will keep our hat as well then. All right, next one. This one I think you're going to get.
Okay.
I know you're going to get this one.
Okay.
It's our last question. Name all of Tonal's advanced weight features in alphabetical order. Give the community about 10 seconds.
Okay.
I'm going to get fired for this. All right, has anyone in the community answered? Aly, answer in 3, 2, 1.
Wait, hang on. There's one advanced mode we haven't shipped yet.
Yeah, don't talk about that
Oh,
one.
I'm trying to make sure I don't spill the beans accidentally. Okay, so
too much in
I'm
this
gonna
slide.
go burnout mode.
Yes, burnout.
Followed by chains mode.
Chains, yes.
Followed by eccentric mode.
Eccentric.
Followed by spotter.
Yes!
Is that
I
it?
knew you'd get it.
Okay, and I skipped the one in the middle,
No, yeah, exactly.
which I can't talk about.
Yeah, don't tell them yet.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
One, did anyone in the community get that one?
They're coming in right now. We're about 20 seconds delayed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Well, this person will win a tonal sweatshirt.
Nice.
I personally own this, and it's the most comfortable sweatshirt that I own.
I also have one of those. They're great.
It's great.
This is the hard part. Is a lot of times I don't know.
What you can say or
Well,
not?
I don't know what's already out. Like I see
know.
stuff when it's like on the train, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, not out there yet.
I
so.
got my tonal at home recently, and they're like, do you want what everyone has, or do you want like the sneak peek one? I was like, obviously I want the sneak peek, but I can't because I will totally spill the beans on absolutely everything, so I can't do that. Aly, thank you for being such a great sport. I think you got 4 out of 5 correct?
I think 3 out of 5. Yeah, maybe 2.5.
You got 5 out of 5.
There's one where you gave me a freebie.
But I just want to say thank you for being here.
You're
thank
welcome.
you for talking with our community. I know you're a busy guy, so it really means a lot.
I
that
love
you
being here.
spend the time hanging out with us. For everyone watching, just a reminder that you can now save your workouts for later. You have a saved workouts row on your trainer, so you can look on your app, find a workout you like, save it, it'll show up on your trainer, so you never have to write that down or remember again. We have that gear shop launching next week. That is where you'll get those T-locks. I know you've all been dying to get your hands on them. Next week, I promise they're coming. And be on the lookout for a little March Madness competition challenge coming up in the community.
Oh, I don't know about this.
No.
Okay.
A little something I'm drumming up.
Okay.
And comment below on what you want to see in these Tonal Talk episodes, who you want me to bring on next, what do you want us to talk about. We're all ears. And we will be back in 2 Wednesdays from now at the same time, 5:05-ish is what we're averaging. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Later, everyone.
Have a great night.